Every year, Americans spend more than $10 billion on brain supplements. Bottles lined up on the kitchen counter promise sharper memory, faster focus, and younger minds. But here's the unsettling truth. Studies show that over 70% of these products either don't work or can quietly harm the brain they claim to protect. As we move past 60, our body changes the way it absorbs and processes nutrients. What once worked in our 40s may now build up in our bloodstream, stressing the very cells we're trying to heal. Many seniors keep taking these pills out of habit, hoping to stay alert, only to find themselves more tired, dizzy, or forgetful than before. It's not their fault. Marketing is powerful, and fear of losing our memory is real. But here's the good news. Most of the brain's power doesn't come from capsules. It comes from balancing the right food, gentle movement, and oxygen flow that keeps blood vessels clear and neurons alive. Today, talk about 6 brain boosters that could be doing more harm than good. And I'll share what you can do instead of simple, natural habits that truly nourish your brain and keep your memory sharp for years to come. And if you or someone you love takes any of these supplements, please stay with me until the end. What you learn in the next few minutes could save not just your clarity, but your health itself. Number 1. Ginkgo Biloba. Let's be honest. Many of us over 60 take brain supplements because we're scared of slowing down, forgetting where we placed our glasses, feeling dizzy when standing up too fast, or struggling to recall a word mid-conversation. It's unsettling, so we reach for what looks like an easy fix, a capsule that promises to keep the brain young. But here's the truth. As we age, our blood vessels become less elastic and more fragile. They don't expand and contract as smoothly as before, which means even small chemical changes can throw off blood flow to the brain. That's why supplements like Ginkgo Biloba, while popular, can actually make things worse if taken without care. Ginkgo works by thinning the blood and widening tiny capillaries in the brain, thanks to compounds called flavonoids and terpenoids. The goal is to boost oxygen delivery. But in older adults who already take aspirin, blood pressure medication, or anticoagulants, this can push circulation beyond its safe limit. The blood becomes too thin, and those delicate vessels may start leaking. Over time, that can trigger headaches, blurred vision, or even silent microbleeds that slowly damage memory. When the blood becomes too thin, especially in someone already taking heart or blood pressure medicine, the balance collapses. Tiny capillaries in the brain can leak, causing headaches, dizziness, or even microbleeds that silently damage memory over time. When blood gets too loose, it doesn't carry oxygen as efficiently. The brain's microscopic vessels, which are already fragile with age, lose their normal rhythm of contraction and expansion. This irregular flow leaves some brain regions slightly oxygen-starved. Over months or years, that oxygen shortage quietly accelerates memory decline rather than preventing it. A study from JAMA Neurology in 2022 found that seniors who used ginkgo daily alongside heart medication had nearly double the rate of small vessel brain injuries compared to those who didn't. That's the hidden cost of natural supplements. They interact with our prescriptions in ways we can't feel until the damage is done. Better from the kitchen, not the bottle. Instead of relying on ginkgo, you can nourish brain circulation safely through food. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines provide omega-3 fatty acids that strengthen vessel walls and calm inflammation naturally. If you prefer plant-based sources, reach for flax seeds, chia seeds, or walnuts. All of them improve blood flow without thinning your blood dangerously. Combine them with leafy greens such as spinach or arugula, which supply nitrates that gently open up vessels and feed oxygen to your brain cells. You don't need much, just small portions a few times a week are enough to keep your brain's microcirculation running smoothly. Rebuild flow through gentle mind-body practice. And if you want to help your brain even more, start with movement. Not intense workouts, but calm, rhythmic ones. Each morning, sit on the edge of your bed and take 5 slow breaths while turning your head left and right. Then roll your shoulders and flex your ankles. These small motions wake up the arteries running along your neck, the main highways that carry oxygen to the brain. Even a short walk after breakfast helps pump blood upward in a steady rhythm. If you can, make it a memory walk. Recall what you ate for dinner last night, or name the flowers or colors you pass. This simple practice strengthens both blood circulation and cognitive recall. The most natural brain training you'll ever do. When it comes to protecting your mind, remember, the body doesn't need magic leaves or miracle pills. It needs balance, oxygen, and rhythm, and those are things you can create every single day, no supplement required. Number 2, fish oil capsules. For many older adults, that shiny golden capsule of fish oil feels like a ticket to better memory and heart protection. It's easy, familiar, and promises vitality in a single swallow. But few realize that not all fish oils are created equal, and some may quietly be doing the opposite of what they claim. As we age, our metabolism slows down, and our liver becomes less efficient at breaking down fats. Synthetic fish oil capsules, especially the cheaper ones made from refined industrial oils, often contain oxidized fatty acids fats that have already started to go rancid. Instead of nourishing your brain, these oxidized compounds create free radicals, which inflame and stiffen blood vessels, especially the delicate ones feeding your neurons. Over time, this inflammation doesn't just harm your brain, it also taxes your liver and increases triglycerides, the bad fats your body was trying to reduce in the first place. A 2021 review in Frontiers in Nutrition found that more than 25% of commercial fish oil supplements contained peroxide levels exceeding safe oxidation limits, a clear sign of degradation even before the bottle was opened. Another concern is imbalance. Many products are overloaded with EPA but too low in DHA, the form of omega-3 that actually supports brain structure and communication between nerve cells. Without proper DHA, these supplements lose their cognitive benefits entirely, no matter how pure they claim to be. If your goal is sharper thinking and smoother circulation, you'll get more benefit from real food than any capsule. Choose salmon, sardines, trout, or mackerel, baked or steamed twice a week. These fish contain omega-3s in their natural triglyceride form, the kind your body absorbs and uses best. Unlike processed capsules, fresh fish also brings selenium and vitamin D, both essential for repairing nerve membranes. For plant-based eaters, chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts are excellent choices. Their alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, converts gently into DHA inside the body. A slower process, but one that doesn't overload your system. Try adding a tablespoon of ground flaxseed into oatmeal or yogurt. It supports both the heart and the brain in one simple habit. Here's a small but powerful secret. Movement determines how well your body uses omega-3s. Gentle activity, such as a 10-minute walk or slow stretching after meals, activates enzymes that transport fatty acids from your blood into muscle and brain tissue. That means the nutrients from your food go where they're needed instead of staying unused in your bloodstream. If you enjoy meditation, pair it with deep, rhythmic breathing. Inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 6. This oxygen flow complements the anti-inflammatory effects of omega-3s and calms the sympathetic nervous system, which is often overactive in older adults. Think of it as teaching your brain and heart to speak the same language again. A capsule may look like health in a bottle, but real nourishment comes from the rhythm of food, of motion, of breath. When you give your body those things consistently, your brain doesn't just survive, it thrives. Number 3, caffeine-based focus pills. Everywhere you look, someone is selling focus in a bottle. Bright labels, big words, sharper mind, more energy, no crash. And many older adults believe these pills are a harmless boost to start the morning, especially when memory or alertness begins to fade. But what they don't realize is that many of these so-called brain boosters are built on the same stimulant hiding in energy drinks. Caffeine? As we age, the blood vessels in our brain become thinner and more sensitive. A high dose of caffeine, often 200 to 300 milligrams in one capsule, suddenly tightens those vessels, cutting down blood flow right when the brain needs it most. That's why users often feel a brief spark of focus followed by pounding temples, jittery hands, or trouble sleeping. Over months, this repeated constriction reduces oxygen delivery and stresses the heart, quietly worsening memory and reaction time instead of sharpening them. A 2022 study in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology found that adults over 60 who consumed more than 3 caffeine-based performance products per week had higher rates of insomnia and cognitive fatigue compared with those who relied on natural energy sources. The very thing meant to wake up the brain was slowly wearing it down. If you need morning alertness, choose a gentle option that works with your nervous system, not against it. A cup of light green tea offers a calmer kind of focus. Its compound L-theanine balances caffeine's stimulation by boosting alpha brain waves, the same rhythm linked to relaxed attention and creativity. Or you can start your day with a tall glass of lukewarm water with lemon to hydrate your brain cells after a long night. Even mild dehydration can dull thinking more than lack of caffeine ever will. For longer-lasting clarity, try what neurologists call oxygen activation, gentle motion paired with breathing. Sit near an open window, roll your shoulders, and take 5 slow breaths while you stretch your arms overhead. This floods the brain with fresh oxygen, raises energy without spiking your pulse, and steadies mental focus for hours. Instead of a pill that forces alertness, you're teaching your body to create it on its own. Number 4. High-dose vitamin B complex. We've all heard it. B vitamins boost energy, sharpen focus, and protect the brain. That's true. But here's what most people don't realize. When it comes to vitamins, balance is everything. The moment you push the dose too far, what once helped your nerves can start hurting them. Many older adults take extra-strength B-complex capsules, believing they'll fight fatigue or memory loss faster. But those bright tablets often contain 10 to 20 times the body's daily needs. Instead of using what's required, your liver and kidneys are forced to filter the excess, and your nerve endings end up swimming in an environment that's far too concentrated. Over time, that overload disrupts how electrical signals move between cells, which is why some users report tingling fingers, burning feet, or unexplained muscle weakness after months of superdoses. A clinical review in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2021, confirmed that prolonged intake of high-dose vitamin B6 and B12 led to peripheral nerve damage in older adults, especially those already managing diabetes or heart conditions. The body simply cannot store or process such extremes daily. Instead of mega supplements, get your Bs the way nature intended through variety. Eggs, Greek yogurt, chickpeas, and oats deliver a mix of B1, B6, and B12 in gentle, usable amounts. Pairing them with whole grains like brown rice or quinoa gives you steady energy release without the spikes or crashes that come from synthetic pills. For breakfast, try a small bowl of oatmeal topped with Greek yogurt and a sprinkle of crushed almonds. That simple meal covers half of your daily B requirements safely, naturally, and deliciously. Vitamin Bs feed your nervous system, but motion strengthens its connections. A short hand coordination exercise like clasping and unclasping your hands or gently tapping your fingers in rhythm wakes up nerve endings and improves circulation to your brain. Combined with a balanced diet, it's one of the easiest ways to remind your nerves how to communicate clearly again. Remember, the body is like an orchestra. If one instrument plays too loudly, the harmony collapses. Don't chase energy through excess. Build it through balance. Number 5, nootropic powders. Scroll through the internet long enough, and you'll find them everywhere. Bright tubs of brain fuel, powdered nootropics that promise instant clarity, sharper memory, and unstoppable focus. They look modern, scientific, even harmless. But here's the catch. Most of these mixes weren't designed for aging brains at all. Many contain compounds like L-tyrosine or creatine, which stimulate the body's stress response. That might sound helpful after all. A quick jolt can make you feel awake, but for older adults, it's the exact opposite of what the brain needs. These stimulants push the nervous system into overdrive, forcing the heart to beat faster and tightening blood vessels that should stay relaxed. The result? Tremors, irregular heartbeat, and a foggy head once the adrenaline fades. Worse yet, because these powders are sold as dietary supplements, manufacturers don't have to prove purity or dosage accuracy. A Harvard Medical School report in 2022 found that more than 40% of online memory boost powders contained undeclared stimulants or artificial enhancers. What you think is fueling your mind may actually be flooding it with chemicals your body can process safely. True mental energy doesn't come from chemical rushes. It comes from fuel and flow. The brain runs best on a steady supply of glucose, healthy fats, and hydration. That's why a small handful of walnuts, a few slices of avocado, or even a warm cup of oat milk with cinnamon can do more for concentration than any powder mix. These foods nourish neurons gently, keeping blood sugar and oxygen levels stable, the two pillars of lasting clarity. If you want a clearer mind, try what neurologists call dual task training. Take a 5-minute walk while mentally replaying yesterday's conversations. Or count your steps backward from 100. This technique strengthens the brain's executive network, the area that controls focus and memory, without raising your heart rate dangerously high. After all, the mind doesn't need stimulation. It needs stimulation done right. Energy built naturally lasts. Energy forced by chemicals fades. And when it comes to protecting the aging brain, gentle endurance always wins over sudden bursts. Number 6, synthetic omega-3 blends. They're easy to find bottles lined up in grocery aisles, promising heart and brain protection for half the price of premium oils. But here's what few people realize. Cheap omega-3 blends are not just weak. They can actually accelerate the very aging they claim to prevent. As we grow older, our cells become more vulnerable to oxidation, a process where unstable molecules called free radicals damage the outer membranes of brain and nerve cells. Low-quality omega-3 capsules, especially those made from industrial fish oil or synthetic ethyl esters, often oxidize before you even open the bottle. Every capsule you swallow might already be producing free radicals inside your body. Instead of nourishing neurons, these oxidized oils irritate the lining of blood vessels and make them inflamed, cutting oxygen supply to the brain. A 2023 study from the Journal of the American Heart Association found that nearly 40% of low-cost omega-3 products contained oxidation levels, exceeding safety limits high enough to neutralize any benefit and, in some cases, increase inflammatory markers in older adults. So while the label says omega-3, what your brain receives might be the opposite of healing. If your goal is to protect brain cells and circulation, real food works best. Walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds offer clean, plant-based omega-3s that the body absorbs safely and steadily. For seafood lovers, salmon, sardines, and herring are rich in DHA and EPA, the exact fatty acids your brain uses to repair cell membranes. Bake or steam them instead of frying. High heat can destroy those delicate fats. If you prefer plant-based meals, blend a smoothie with spinach, banana, and a spoonful of ground flaxseed. The nitrates in spinach improve blood flow, while the flaxseed adds the brain's favorite fat in its purest form. Omega-3s work best when blood moves freely. Start your mornings with slow neck rotations and deep breathing. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. 5 times. This brings oxygen to the very vessels those healthy fats are meant to protect. Consistency matters more than dosage. Your body needs daily rhythm, not random bursts of supplements. In the end, the goal is to chase youth through bottles, but to preserve clarity through choices. When you choose food that's real, air that's deep, and habits that are steady, Your brain repays you not with quick bursts of focus, but with years of calm, reliable strength. If you've watched this far, you already understand something most people never stop to question. Not everything labeled good for the brain actually protects it. In fact, many of the so-called smart supplements flooding the market today, from Ginkgo Biloba to cheap omega-3 blends, quietly wear down the very systems they promise to strengthen. Let's remind ourselves what we've learned. Those ginkgo pills that claim to boost blood flow can make vessels too thin and fragile. Fish oil capsules that look pure often arrive already oxidized, inflaming the heart and brain. Caffeine-based focus pills steal your rest and dull your long-term memory. Megadose vitamin Bs overload your nerves until they misfire. Trendy nootropic powders shake your circulation instead of sharpening it. And synthetic omega-3 blends the bargains of brain care do more aging than healing. But here's the hopeful part. Your brain doesn't need expensive tricks to stay young. It thrives on movement, oxygen, and real food salmon, greens, nuts, seeds, eggs, and plenty of clean water. It repairs itself best when you sleep well, keep stress low, and challenge it gently every day with reading, conversation, or a walk that makes you think. So tonight, take a look inside your cabinet. If you find any of those miracle boosters, set them aside and replace them with habits that truly feed your mind. And if you found this guide helpful, share it with someone over 60 because knowledge, not capsules, is what keeps our memories alive. Don't forget to share, and subscribe to Senior Health US TBG, where we turn real science into daily habits that keep both your brain and body strong. Your mind deserves the truth, and now you have it.